got several things on his plate. Mr. Miller has recently resigned. I don't know of anybody else in the county. I know Jay Crow's here, a couple others, but I don't know what their experience is with county government.
There's one that's right on Front Street. I don't even know his name.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a comment.
Okay.
I certainly agree with what you just said. Mr. Gaines, I'm sure is aware of it back in the 80s when he and I were on the board together up here. We had an attorney at that time, won't call no names, but anything that came up 8 out of 10 times, he would tell you at a meeting, I'll have to research it and get back with you. Well, that's not good, because you need sometimes you need to answer in that actual meeting, not wait a week or two till someone could get a reply back to you. And Mr. Gaines, I'm sure, knows exactly what I'm talking about. To my knowledge, well, the gentleman left, but for those others here, I'm aware of 5 attorneys here in this county, but the one that resigned by far has a lot more government knowledge than probably all the others put together, because of the number of years that he has served as the attorney for this county, and the extra time that he's put in studying and staying up with the changes of the laws and things like that. And of course, I'm sure there's others out there in another town that that's likewise it has did the same, that has a lot of years experience with county government. And but I'm open to anyone that's qualified, because as I've stated before, and I know this last vote situation looked like it really split us up big time up here, but I will never vote and go against the opinion of a county attorney. I mean, that's just like, to me, sticking your neck out under a chop block to some extent. Whether he's right or wrong, I assume you could probably line up 6 attorneys back there against the wall, ask them the same question, and you might get 3 or 4 different opinions out of them, because everyone has their own opinion about things and their interpretation. The rubber don't hit the road until it gets in the courtroom and the facts are brought out. You can have all kinds of opinions about things, but I just want the people to understand, you know, why I have voted on some things the way that I have, because I have made a good bit of a change in the last short time here. But if you're going to have an attorney, you need to listen to him. If you don't trust him, you need to get you another one. That's the way I look at it.
Why don't we tentatively set up to have a call meeting next Tuesday evening, 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock, whichever is most convenient. Get these attorneys in here and let them present to us what their qualifications are, what the experience is, and then we can decide based on that who we want to call in for our attorney.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make that formal motion that we meet at 7 o'clock on November the 12th, 7 p.m. on November the 12th to talk to attorneys.
Second that motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes 3-0. We'll contact Mr. Ryle and see if he and his associate can come over. And then, Ms. Bozeman, you and Mr. Billy can contact the local attorneys or anyone else that you feel is qualified to join us in that meeting. And after that meeting, we'll make a decision on what we need to do after possibly a workshop to see what we can do to weigh these people out.
Mr. Chairman, the next thing I got is about the holidays up here for this office. Our normal procedure has been 5 Thanksgiving, all the county employees got the day after Thanksgiving. Normally we vote on this in February when we do the holiday schedule, but it didn't happen this year. On our Christmas holiday schedule, it has been either they could take the day before Christmas, which is Christmas Eve and Christmas, or else take Christmas and the day after. I don't have a problem with either one. If they want Christmas Eve, or if they want the day after Christmas, I don't have a problem with that. But I do know that the courthouse has got to be open that week, except for the 2 declared days.
Right.
Maybe that's something that, there needs to be a poll taken with all the constitutional officers and everything, and see which way they want to go.
Right. We don't need to get in a mess like we did back in July. I mean, that was a disaster.
So, Ms. Moses, what you're saying is already in effect, right?
No, so we didn't, in February, we didn't decide if they were gonna take Christmas Eve or the day after Christmas. And what actually needs to happen here is, I think Christmas comes in on Wednesday this time, is that correct? If they want Christmas Eve or they want the day after Christmas. Which I don't have a problem with either day. But the courthouse does have to be open the other days.
Well, that creates a situation there, like I said, Christmas is on Wednesday, and they either take it 24th on Tuesday or the 26th on Thursday, which is going to have them coming in on Monday, or being off Tuesday and Wednesday, or coming in Monday and Tuesday and being off Wednesday and Thursday. I always hate to see folks have to come in right after a holiday and work on Friday, but we can't give them 3 days off.
So what we need to do is just like Renee poll all the offices and bring it back.
That'll suit me.
In fact, I'm gonna suggest that we put on the November the 12th meeting when we meet with the attorneys. Then we can take action on that. And that gives everybody time to do their plans.
If you contact all the constitutional officers and get their feelings on this, go back to us at the November 12th meeting.
Question. One other comment I need to make is that this needs to be left up to the department heads. As long as they keep the office open, as long as they got enough personnel to operate. I don't care if 4's off and 2's on, I just want to be sure that these offices are open.
Right.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
she got her hand up.
Mr. Chairman, I didn't get the final on the, talking to the insurance, Ms. Betty's motion. What was the final vote on that?
It was two, with Mr. Gaines abstaining.
So it did not pass?
Yes, it passed.
Oh, it did pass, I'm
Yes,
sorry, okay.
yes.
Mr. Chairman, in reference to the holidays, for clarity, I think our personnel policies also have those holidays specified. So if it's going to deviate from what the personnel policy is, or after they do research or poll, then the board has to make sure that they vote to allow that to happen. The policy already dictates what days are declared as holidays.
Mr. Gaines, that's why I said we need to do it on the 12th when we have our call meeting. That gives them time to make their arrangements.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I agree with what Ms. Bozeman and Commissioner Gaines both are saying. As far as myself, it makes no difference to me. I would prefer to have the people to make those choices, and if it does conflict our personnel policy, we can always vote and change it, and then make a change in our personnel policy on those holidays. We can take care of that at the meeting. far as me, it makes no difference. I want what suits people the most.
And at this time, Mr. Chairman, I'm gonna let you move, Mr. McDonald, I might have something else that comes up.
Okay, I'll be quick. As far as attorney, yes, Commissioner Gaines contacted me shortly afternoon on Thursday. I had had some outpatient surgery. I was just in too much pain that I didn't feel like I could be worth anything going with him. That was the purpose and the reason that I did not go with him. And hey, did that come up? But things do happen. The other thing on the question has been on Commissioner Sutton. The governor has to accept the resignation, I know for a fact, before you can resign from elected office. So I assume that he got a letter to the governor as well as to the office.
He did.
Okay. But, and we, normally you'll hear back from the governor in, at least 24, no more than 48 hours.
And maybe a letter out there right now, I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't checked the mail, but I'll check it when I leave out here.
The other thing that I wanted to bring up, due to Commissioner Sutton resigning, the vice chair automatically rotates. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it does every 12 months. So the vice chair would rotate to Commissioner Bozeman. And we also have myself signing checks. We have the chairman, and we also have Commissioner Gaines, and we'll have the vice chair, the new vice chair, signing checks. And because Commissioner Gaines and Commissioner Bozeman both live probably 2 minutes from the courthouse, and I live 6.5 minutes, and 13 minutes. But anyway, they call me a lot because most of them know if they call me, I'm going to be here. I was here at 7 o'clock this morning signing checks and all. But I would like to request that I be taken off of signing checks with the vice chairman coming on.
Mr. Chairman, can I comment?
Yes, ma'am.
We need to wait until we get the resignation of Mr. Sutton before we do anything.
That's right. We need to hear from the governor, and it may be out there right now. I don't know.
But that's something that can be handled on the 12th, too.
I'll call my office today, I'm sure we will.
Chairman Cosby,
Okay, you say it,
can I ask a question?
yes, ma'am.
The courthouse is no solicitation, correct?
Do what, now say that
The
again?
county courthouse is no solicitation, correct? No soliciting inside the courthouse.
Right.
You've got them signing the petition inside the courthouse at the front door. I do believe the sheriff should have them removed.
Mr. Sheriff, you need to take care of that. If there's solicitation going on at the front door of the courthouse, you need to have one of your deputies ask those folks to
I couldn't
leave
understand.
the courthouse property, please.
So there's solicitation going on from the courthouse.
That's all.
Mr. Chairman, before we move on, a point of inquiry, or one of suggestion, I should say, on this EEO charge that we received. The Equal Employment Commissioner provides for 2 means of resolving charges. And the initial means is through mediation. And that's where they assign a mediator to the case, and the mediator begins to mediate with the charging parties. That has to be done today. If you want to go mediation, the deadline for that is today. If If you do not want to go for mediation and go to litigation, then we have a few extra weeks to do that. But in either way, we should pass this on to a legal representative so they can begin to develop statements of findings, so that we can be operating within the boundaries of the law. And we cannot wait until we get an attorney on board to do this. I think it'll be violating the provisions of the charge as well as the rights of the person who charged it, unless we pass it on to an attorney and let them respond to the charge or the county findings. So with that said, we don't have an attorney on board, but we need to select an attorney and get this to the firm as well as the insurance company.
Mr. Chairman, when did this come down from Atlanta? Do y'all know what date it came down? Ask Kim what date this came down.
2 or 3 different October.
So the task before us today is to make a decision to forward this on. And you want to know which date, what time it came down, and right now that's not even relevant.
Yes, sir, it's relevant to me. If this thing came down 10 days ago, we should already have this in our hand and been prepared to make a decision.
But we don't. The issue is you just got it this morning. So arguing about the time frame is irrelevant. The act is.
It is to you.
We have to forward this either to an attorney, or we can wait and have the attorney do litigation.
Can we contact these people? Because it's got his name and number and all this, and just get his contact him by the date.
Yes, we can.
And just wish to mediate.
Mr. Chairman, may I address Kim, when did the EEOC suit come in?
About a week ago.
About a week ago.
Yes, ma'am.
And we get it in our hands today, and we got to make a decision today.
I didn't know that was gonna be on the thing.
And all it says is to contact the mediator if you want to have mediation involved with it. And all it takes is a simple phone call from Mr. Richards and advise him that we wish to mediate this thing. Then he will notify us as to what further action is needed by us or his office. And that's the way I read it. Is that the way you read this, Mr. Chairman?
That's correct.
I will contact him after this meeting, or either have Human Resources contact, tell him that we are interested in mediating this thing, see what his advice is to follow up on it.
Mr. Chairman, we have got to make some changes. If I'd have had this yesterday, I have had a lot of things being said around that whatever Clarence Miller renders, I always go for that. I don't care what lawyer you bring in here, I'm gonna follow the directive of that lawyer. It just so happens, Clarence Miller's been my personal attorney for 40 years. I also have a backup attorney in Ocilla. My CPA is in Ocilla over there. And I have been using my personal attorneys and things to guide me during this time that we have had no attorney up here. When we have something like this that's put in your hand, hour and 15 minutes after the meeting starts, I don't know what to do with it. And I'm not going to go out here blinded and do something that I'm not clear and got good directive on. I mean, you know, my goodness. I have a lot to lose up here. I don't know about some of the rest of you, but I do.
Mr. Billy, I'll contact the mediator as soon as we're concluded with this meeting, advise him, and then he can tell us what actions we need to take to mediate this. If it's a meeting that needs to be set up sometimes in the near future, we can take care of that. But I think it's a phone call, a simple phone call, or an email to him.
But we need to find out if we had to have a call meeting, make it at 7 o'clock any day you want to, and I'll be here.
Fact.
Mr. Chairman, I can make a motion too that the commissioners start getting this information when it hits this courthouse. I mean, this has done got ridiculous up here. We get up here on a board meeting and get this stuff punched at us and we don't even know what's going on. And there's absolutely no excuse. Every commissioner up here has the same privilege. You want to say that? I made a motion that we be given this material when it hits this
Oh,
board.
yes, I second that, definitely, we got to. Because I'm not gonna vote on anything up here. I mean, just because the county don't have an attorney, I mean, like I said, I have one plus a backup. And I'm not gonna vote on anything that I don't have a legal opinions on myself. It's costing me money to do that, but that's fine. I'd rather have that than wind up in a lawsuit or something.
My motion is, one more time, Ms. Butler.
That the board be provided with lawsuits or anything else that pertains to the commission board, that we be given a copy as soon as it hits the tables out here.
If we have a box in there, all this stuff should go immediately, because I'm in this courthouse just about at least once every day or night, and sometimes 2 or 3 times a day and a night. And if it's in my box, I walk over there and pick it up. Mr. Chairman, got a lady with her hand up there.
Should papers such as this not be date stamped when they come in, instead of somebody just saying, I think I got it a week ago?
They're supposed to be. Everything that comes in is supposed to be.
Are those
They
dates
need to
stamped
be.
so y'all will know?
They need to be stamped the day they get here for verification. I mean, we need a stamp put on so that we know actually this is the day that they actually arrive.
Did you see this one here?
It's on September 26th.
That's the final
EEOC.
day.
That's on EEOC.
That's when they did their thing.
I don't see a stamp on this one, Mr. McCann.
Anyway, we're gonna be in the hours.
Okay, so motion's on the floor, it's been second. All in favor of the motion? Okay, motion passes 3-0. Okay. Does that conclude your business, Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Okay, as we move on to consent document. Sylvester Health Plus would like to use the Worth County Community Center on Wednesday, November 13th, 2013 for a free lunch and learn lecture. They're also requesting access to the building on November the 12th to set up for the event. They're requesting waiver of rental fees. Again, we are having a request for the waiver of rental fees, and
I'll make a motion that we approve it.
okay, Mr. McDonald's motion is to waive the fees. And Ms. McDonald, excuse me, Ms. Bozeman has seconded the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? No. I just don't see how we can continue to waive these rental fees. That's just me. It costs money to operate those buildings, and we have to clean those buildings up. And we get into situations like we have this time with Mr. Cash.
If we're gonna waive fees, Mr. Chairman, we need to redo our rules and regulations
We
and
do.
guidelines. It provides for fees, and In order for them to be waived, it gotta be something that qualify for the waiver of such fees.
That's right, I just cannot see. I mean, I know the taxpayers are paying the bills out there, but if folks are gonna wanna use this building, they ought to have to pay to use these buildings. Because it's taxpayer dollars, and the only way we're gonna be able to maintain these buildings is through these rental fees. And I don't think taxpayers should have to go in and clean up behind these organizations and so forth. So my vote is gonna be no on waiver the rental fee.
Okay. I want all of you to know when someone votes against what I vote, there's no ill feelings about it. I mean, that's just difference in opinion.
Well, that's just voting, Mr. Billy. I don't hold
That's
any
right.
ill will
No, I
towards
don't
you
have
either.
no- However, whatever the decision made, I will follow it, yes.
Okay, the second item is American Cancer Society, Worth County Units requesting to hold the 25th annual event on the lawn at the Worth County Courthouse on Tuesday, December 10, 2013 at 6 p.m.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that the American Cancer Society be able to use the Worth County yard out here at the courthouse where the lights of love, that's what they do that night. And that we don't charge them anything, that's free gratis out.
For the ground as well.
And hopefully the courthouse will be open, so if anyone needs the restrooms or something too. That's something that's
I second the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, all in favor?
Mr. Chairman, before we go to personnel, I got something I need to say about the consent.
Okay.
Renee called me yesterday about cleaning the carpet out there. Let me tell y'all what happened out there. It was either 2 or 3 years ago. We had a commercial company come in and clean that carpet. Within a week, we had mold so bad out there that we had to get another commercial company to come in and clean up the mold. My experience with carpets, you're not supposed to wet carpet. And I don't know what kind of barrel was put down on that floor before they put the carpet down. You know, I don't know if there was one put down out there. But we had a mess out there with mold. My suggestion would be that we go and smash all that carpet up, clean that floor, and come back with this new stuff that they've got that goes on cement floors. And you'll have that problem. Because the new stuff that they've got that goes on these cement floors, now you don't know if you're walking on marble, if you're walking on tile, whatever or leather. I mean, it's amazing.
Making that a motion, this post?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we take the carpet up out there. And that we treat the floor with the proper cement mixture that you do out there on those type floors.
Probably gonna be expensive, we need to get quotes.
Oh yeah, get the quotes. And I think we got too much going on out there right now to even start snatching carpet.
I don't know, we can't do that. It would probably take at least a week for a company to come in and do what they need to do, maybe longer than that. So I do think we need to explore the possibilities of starting just to get some idea.
I agree with what you're saying, but if the sheriff has got somebody in jail that can help us, because this is what happened out there a year or so ago. I'm not lying to y'all, there were holes like this knocked in the walls out there. It looked like somebody took a boot and just walked up to the wall and hit. And they had some community service worker over here in jail, and he went out there and repaired all that and painted the building. So if the sheriff's got somebody, that's free labor for
Oh,
them.
yeah.
We gotta feed them, but it's still free labor.
And that's another thing. We need to be more attentive to what that building looks like before it's rented and what it looks like after rent. If it's been abused, we need to go after the people who abuse that building they need to pay for the repairs on it. There's no sense for the
Mr. Chairman, I tell you
taxpayers.
something else that happened out there on that building. You know, the metal doors where you go into the big auditorium. We had a group out there that tore one of the doggone doors off. One of those doors. It was $500 something to fix that door.